sign for keeping secrets in my head, or any space you can find. Glad to see that I could help make your life a bit easier. But have you ever thought of how I felt? You need to think about your behavior.
Hot dogs, pizza, all kind of cold beer, refreshments, tailgating, humongous. Oh, tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow, Thursday. Or maybe today. Maybe get this podcast. You're listening to Butch On Sports. Simply Butch's here, and always, thanks for tuning in on this Wednesday edition of Butch On Sports. Yes, we'll give you some sports news that you can't get enough of, and a wee bit more. Yes, a wee bit more. Let's get to the sports news again. That is the message of the day. The Detroit Tigers will be officially opening tomorrow at Comerica Park on March 29th, the earliest they ever had a baseball game in Detroit. Ever. And I'm quite sure you heard the weatherman saying it will be rain, and we will not duck it. Now, the matter is that will they allow us to go downtown knowing that it's rain? It's going to be a wee bit messy. Hopefully it doesn't rain real hard and scare everybody away. I doubt that quite sure. People with tickets, people with no tickets, it's going to be all kind of festive activities around downtown Detroit, Little Caesars Arena, you name it. It's going to be jumping off. Beacon Park is going to have parties. Got big tents set up right now with AstroTurf inside and heaters and blowers and all kind of juicy food. You just can't grit your teeth on. But anyway, let's get to the Tigers. They have now announced their opening day roster, the following. I'm going to give you the names. First, the pitchers. We're going to have 12 pitchers on the staff. Matthew Boyd, Buck Farmer, Michael Fulmer, Shane Green, Joe Jimenez, Francisco Lariano, Daniel Norris, Warwick Sapo, Daniel Stump, Drew Van Hagen, Alex Wilson, and the starting pitcher for the Detroit Tigers, Jordan Zimmerman, with two N's at the end. I hope I gave that to you right. The two catchers will be John Hicks and James McCann. The infielders, we have 5 of them: Miguel Cabrera, Jimenez Candelas, Nico Goodwin, Jose Iglesias, and Dixon Mercado. Now you figure out who's going to be starting there, and I'll give you get a prize here. And you take out Nico Goldrum. We got your 4 starters in the infield. 5 outfielders. That'll be Nicholas Castellanos, Jacoby Jones, Mickey Mantus, Lenium Martin, and also Victor Reyes will be the outfielder. You have 1 designated hitter, that'll be Victor Martinez. You have the 25 who made the roster for the Detroit Tigers. Now, as of 2018, get underway Thursday, March 29th, the Tigers will have prepared some information for you fans attending the opening game and all the games at Comerica Park. Please note, they encourage all the guests to plan ahead and arrive early while there are more than 8,000 spaces available around Comerica Park and the District of Detroit. They still expect a lot of lots surrounding ballparks to be filled very early because what I just said at the beginning of the show, tailgating, partying, You name it, it'll be happening. Many spaces for guests and disabled fans. Season parking passes will be reserved in advance. Also recommend that guests utilize the shuttles provided by the local bars and restaurants and casinos as well. To view the Olympia Development Operations line, please visit www.mlb.com/tigers/ballpark. Okay? Do that. Do that before you go down there and be embarrassed, because although yours truly will have to get down there early, he's going to have problems getting around the bend and the traffic and whatnot, which is, again, humongous. This is opening day, and I don't care how much people have talked about this team being a bunch of losers this year and not going to be a good team. You know, expectations go get thrown out the window. Again, it's opening day at Comerica Park. Yes, baseball is alive in Detroit. Yes, I said it. Last night, defenseman Joe Hickey who's been recalled from Grand Rapids Griffins to join Detroit Red Wings. He's 21 years old. He made his debut with the Red Wings on January the 22nd against New Jersey. And on that night, he had 1 + 1 hit, 3 block shots, and 15 point some change on the ice. They called him back. He got 2 assists in the game last night. Nicholas Conwell scored a goal, his 400th point. Rookie Joe Hickey, again, playing the second game, he grabbed a pair of assists. His first career points as the Red Wings. They beat up on the Pittsburgh Penguins 5-2. And who could expect that? Jeff Blashill said it's good that he thought the number of the young players that played out there, they played out there very well. And there's no doubt, and I said it before and I'll say it again, the Red Wings don't have far to kind of recover themselves there. They got a bunch of kids up there in Grand Rapids that they've been tooling and wanting to get down here for years. It was just a matter of numbers. It was also a matter of veterans retiring or going elsewhere. You're going to see some huge changes, I'm quite sure, during the offseason to add some more of those Grand Rapids Griffins down here in Detroit. And it's going to be a wee bit a lot younger. The one thing for sure is that they got some draft choices that they can use. Hopefully through those draft choices, they can bring some players who can immediately get some impact to Detroit Red Wings' drive to get back into the playoffs, which they have been out for 2 years. 2 entire years. That's 2 years too long. Okay? 2 years too long. The Luke Glendennies, the Darren Helms, I'm quite sure they're going to be around. The message for Fran Nielsen and Nicholas Cromwell, who also scored for Detroit last night during the Pittsburgh game, and also Jimmy Howard, who's going to probably stick around. He's going to be a savior for those veterans and maybe some goalies to give them some help, because sooner or later he's going to be moved around there if he doesn't make the grade. Again, Detroit don't have long to kind of spice this on up there. It's a bad year this year. We'll take it in stride, and hopefully next year or next season, the Detroit Red Wings get what they need in order to get there and make the playoffs. Playoffs. Speaking of playoffs, Detroit Pistons have been winning lately here. Yes. A young man who we've been talking about who's missed over 30 games. Over 30 games. I'm not going to even mention his name. Been in the lineup for the last 5 games, and the Pistons have won 4 of them. They're trailing Miami. And also, Milwaukee will be someone of some team of some importance to the Detroit Pistons. Now, I don't know if they can run the house in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Somebody messes up. But this is going to be very interesting throughout the rest of the season, see how this covers out. And better believe people who stand for the head of Stan Van Gundy not being on this team. And I've talked about it throughout the year. Again, this guy has an incredible honesty in his speeches and whatnot when the team does right, wrong, or ugly. And I respect that from the guy here. But this team has to respond a lot better when it comes down to them getting it right and being a lot more consistent, and they have not been this year. It should not be the case when you have one man injured, the rest of the team folds their tent and goes south or north or east or west, everywhere but do what they're supposed to do, and that's win ball games. So we'll see. We will see. Without me mentioning that particular player's name. Okay? I did it. I made it through a set without mentioning that name. The NFL has been in the news lately. And some of you want to know some of the changes that the NFL has made. But I'm going to tell you right now, some of the main ones here. Making a permanent play in the change of the rule is the next step after a touchback resulting from a free kick. That will be at the 25-yard line. Is it any different? No. But they made that apparent that permanently that rule change is going to be there. The other changes is the standards of a catch. No longer those catches like with Calvin Johnson and other receivers who thought they had a catch and was ruled incomplete because of bobbling or something hit the ground, which I was always taught a long time ago, the ground cannot cause a fumble. But it seems like when the ball hits the ground, it causes an incompletion. And all kind of heck has been raised about this particular rule. The rule has been eased, so those catches that we saw before that were incomplete will now be ruled as catches. Long as they make a progressive step, a football step after they catch the ball, and still in progression of moving, and have caught the ball. Maybe make a half a step. Regardless of how they get tripped, slipped, or knocked on the ground, they will rule that a catch. So that is one of those rules. And the biggest rule that they made is that using the crown of the helmet for tackle. Now, the rule was stated a long time ago, helmet to helmet was the bad thing to do. And still that was going on to a humongous amount of regularity last year. Maybe the last 4 years, boys and girls, it has been rampant players using that helmet for tackles, especially the head-to-head. But other tackles with that helmet or crown of the helmet on other parts of the body is just as bad as well. It's caused a lot of maiming and concern. So the NFL say you can no longer use your crown in the head for a tackle or to bring contact to the body. That will be a 15-yard penalty. And in cases of injury or somewhere down the line that they feel that is flagrant, you will be tossed out the game. They're going to use the rule that was the targeting rule in the NCAA, which, by the way, got that right first. So they're going to pattern that particular rule and incorporate that with the NFL now. So no longer players can use that crown of the head or any part of their helmet for part of tackling. Tackling the side, the back, the neck, the shoulder, the knees. And again, I'll remember and I will repeat that there's been more injuries the last 3 or 4 years with that helmet than ever before. Seemed like the rules should have been laxed a little bit, and they have become greater and found other ways to use the helmet to tackle or use it to maim other portions of the body. That will no longer be the case. And if you have not seen penalty flags fly, if they don't get it right during the course of their practices and OTAs and all the other good stuff, I'm just telling you now, it's going to be something. But the main thing is, hopefully, we don't have those major injuries or minor by someone using a helmet. The most important thing to me in these particular rules is our little kiddies who play in Pop Warner football, midget football, learning in the transition of playing this game the right way. They don't carry it over and they catch on to it because you see a lot of kids using those moves that you see in the NFL and also in college. And they take it on to high school, and it's not stopped there. So they carry it over to college, where it is stopped because of the targeting rule, and now you have the NFL. Hopefully, what will happen, and I hope it happens sooner than later, that they get more coaches at the Pee Wee stations, at the Pop Water stations, that have more training and assist on more training or catching films on what is not allowed to teach our young children who participate in football. Because that's where it starts. And then when they get in high school, it seems like it's very much so ignored. And I'm not blaming the referees and officials who give their all in going out there and trying to do the right thing. But again, when you have crowds out there that sometimes are not policed by the school boards and whatever it may be who get the football games or have proper police and protection out there, some of these guys, boy, oh boy, just miss calls. Ooh, it's not enough protection to get them out of town by sundown. Now, hopefully that don't be the case. Hopefully they bring to play in these particulars some rules and regulations and coach these coaches in these Pee-wee's portions of our game to teach the kids to play the game the right way. Fun, play good, hard football, but not maim someone. These kids pick up what they see on TV, I should say. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Okay, and those are the big things. Also at the NFL meetings in Orlando, Florida, the Los Angeles Rams owner, chairman Stanley Kroenke, and the NFL commissioner Roger Goodell, they met to announce today that the NFL media will join the LA Stadium and Entertainment District at Hollywood Park. The announcement was made at the NFL annual meetings in Orlando, Florida. The district of at Hollywood Park will feature a world-class sports venue, office space, rental, residential space, and more than 20 acres of parkland. The centerpiece of the district of LA is the future home of the NFL, Los Angeles Chargers and Rams, of course. They set to open the place up in 2020. Also, the NFL will develop 200,000 square foot to headquarters their operation of hundreds of employees at the NFL Network, the NFL.com, the NFL app, and the NFL Red Zone. In addition to office and studio space, the facility will also feature a NFL Media First outdoor studio and spaces to host studio audiences. Now, you're in Chicago, you can stop and visit the NFL because they have studio audiences there. The new NFL Media Campus is expected to be open by the year 2021. And this is probably to equal out what ESPN have in Bristol, where their campus also has sports venues, humongous, where they can do a whole heck of a lot of things, outdoors, indoors, the whole 9 yards. Plus, they have an outdoor facility out there for football and showing certain things on the grounds from outdoors. So I guess the NFL said, we need that too. And they picked the place to do it, right out there in Hollywood. So, can you dig it? The University of Michigan is off to San Antonio. Today they left Ann Arbor with a huge crowd out there cheering for them as they get on those buses to ride to the airport. And right now they should be buckled down in the bed, maybe with a steak, and maybe on this particular night they walk through the Riverwalk and see some people and get their relatives all buckled down in beds and not to be bothered for practices that will be starting tomorrow on Thursday, being prepared for Saturday at 6:09. That is the start of the game with Michigan and Loyola/Chicago. Okay, the Ramblers versus the Wolverines in that particular game. The winner will meet Monday for all the marbles the championship of NCAA Division I basketball. The girls will have their say on Sunday night of who's going to be in their particular championship game. So I'm just mentioning both of them. Okay? So after this Monday, basketball will be over in the NCAA. And boy, do they have some work to do. They really do, as far as depicting the seeds for however they do it here. That needs to change. Either put more in it or not so much be selective on these at-large bids here. 9 daggone teams out of the ACC. And it's been proven by some teams. The 16 beat up on 1 this year. There are teams out there that are willing and able. And that should not be. They got to fix that. They got to fix it very well. Maybe talk to some high schools, how they do their thing. You got to be better than what they're doing right now here. But, hey, we root for the University of Michigan to come on out there and be victorious. And being this is the first show of the week, I said it on our show on the game that we do, our national version with Scott Nason and friends up there in Sault Ste. Marie and Upper Peninsula and around who's picking up that particular show. And I'd like to thank everybody for supporting Butch On Sports here. Boy, we've been getting tremendous tags on the show. And I enjoy it tremendously, and I thank you very much, and tell your friends to listen to more of it. It's on Facebook, of course, Butch On Sports, Podomatic.com, Podbean, Scott Nason Sports. Go to Podbean, and they're listed on their website. We're just getting out there, you know. And again, I thank you very much for the support. I really, I'm truly humble, you know, and grateful of the support you're giving us. Ferris State, we haven't mentioned them. Congratulations to them. They're the Division II champions. Yes, we do have championships in Michigan. And also the University of Michigan hockey team in the Frozen Four. Congratulations to you, too. And hopefully you get it done. We got championship. All those high schools, the boys and the girls. High school basketball is over. Now we're getting ready for baseball and all the other good stuff there. Congratulations to all the winners and the runners-up, okay, who participated last Saturday afternoon and evening for those particular affairs there. And all who participate throughout the season for basketball and other sports, swimming and diving, hockey. Y'all know what you're doing. And really, and the parents who go out there and support that. Really. And the volunteers who go out there and set up every single week, every single other game to make sure that everything is copacetic and right along. And making sure everything is peaceful, fun, and happy. Okay? I had to stick that on in there as well. I had to do it here. I am about ready to end this show with a bang and a boom here because tomorrow's a big day for me. I will be down at Comerica Park. The Pistons play tomorrow right after the game, so if it rains, you can take you a little nap or something. If you got, your little camps and whatnot all set up downtown, and maybe go to a Piston game tomorrow. Who knows? Red Wings are in action as well. They're in Buffalo playing the Sabres. But hey, a lot of sports tomorrow. Go do it peacefully, boys and girls. And again, please get down there early. Get your parking spaces all set up, ready to go. Yes, I tell you. It's going to be fun tomorrow. Butch On Sports is always a presentation of Oh My Darling Production. I remind you once again, you can catch our podcasts on Butch On Sports on Facebook. You can go to Podomatic, SIMPLYBUTCHTOO.podomatic.com. Podbean is another place you can go to hit the website and give Scott Nason and the game, and also Dave McKay and his show. Give them some play and listen to some of the goodies on the Podbean page of Scott Nason Sports Show. Yes, do it! Do it today. Also, you can catch our show on iTunes as well. Hey, be safe. We will be back to you on Thursday night, Friday morning with another edition of Butch On Sports. Hey, have a happy-go-lucky good day on opening day. Butch On Sports is a presentation of Oh My Darling Productions. Again, have a great day.